Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, I want us to take a closer look at Neutron 5 Elements by Izotope, and we are going to be going through all the tools in this plugin. We are going to be understanding every single feature, and finally we will check out what's new in this version 5. So let's dive in. Before we continue, it is very important to understand the difference between Neutron 5 and Neutron 5 Elements. So if you're confused about the differences between them, I will break it down so that you can decide which one is perfect for your mixing needs and of course your budget. Now, both are powerful mixing tools from Izotope, but they are designed for different users. Let's talk about Neutron 5. Neutron 5 is the full professional version, while Neutron 5 Elements is a stripped down budget-friendly version for beginners. Let's look at the features. For Neutron 5, it gives you advanced tools like the Unmask model, Sculptor, and Dynamic EQ, up to 8 customizable models and advanced metering, AI-driven mix assistant for instant mix suggestions. Now for Neutron 5 Elements, it comes with an EQ, compressor, exciter, and transient shaper. That is all you're gonna get for Neutron 5 Elements. It is streamlined for quick and easy mixing. So who are Neutron 5 and Neutron 5 Elements made for? Neutron 5 is perfect for professional and advanced users who need full control and flexibility, while Neutron 5 Elements is ideal for beginners or anyone on a budget looking for essential tools to improve their mix. And when it comes to price, they are different. Neutron 5 is more expensive, reflecting its advanced tools, while Neutron 5 Elements is more cheaper and even comes free in some Izotope bundles. So whether you are a beginner looking to level up your mixes or a pro searching for the ultimate mixing solution, there is a version of Neutron 5 for you. So the question is, which one can you afford? Let me know in the comments. Alright, let's kick things off with Mix Assistant. But due to the limitations with the Neutron 5 Elements, we'll continue this review using Neutron 5, but the trial version. I'll be leaving the link in the description if you want to follow along. So before then, let's engage Mix Assistant in Neutron 5 Elements. The first thing you need to do is to load it up on your mixer on the channel you want it. And have in mind, this can be used on vocals, drums, guitars, anything that is existing in your project. So after loading it up on your mixer, go to the section that has the loudest part, loop it, and then engage this. And in this case, I'm using an instrumentals, alright? So I've already looped the section that is louder, and the next thing to do is to play it and click go. So let me quickly do that. If you were listening with a headphone, you will notice that at some point, the quality of the instrumentals changed. That is exactly when it finished processing. So all the whole effect that it's selected, got engaged, and you could now hear that difference. So before we move further, let's take a closer look at the interface. So this section, you will see the percussions. So this simply means samples or elements that you can actually use this plugin on. As you can see here, you can use it on drums, and under drums it has a sub menu which is toms, snare, kick, drums, and cymbals. If you switch to this one, which is for vocals, you can use it on dialogue or singing vocals. You can see trumpets, brass, keys, pianos, guitars, bass, and many more. But the best part is you can actually use your own reference track. Let's say you listen to a track and you love the vocal quality. You can actually, stem separate it, pull out the voice, save it on your system, come over to this section, drag it and drop here, and then can now sample the quality of that vocals and embed it on your own recorded vocals. Alright, so this is now where you can now load up your target by clicking this plus icon here to load it up. Moving on to this section, you can see the EQ that it suggested, and you can add more of that EQ suggestion with this knob here. Below is the Sculptor, which we're going to look into what Sculptor is shortly. Do the same. You can add the amount of the effect you want on your track. And one good thing is when you hover your mouse on certain elements, it will tell you what it is. Okay, now below here you can see the density. Under dynamics you can see the compressor. To the next section you see the drive, which is the distortion, as you can see, the saturation, and you can see the tone, then the width, and with this huge window here showing you graph, the EQ graph it's suggested. Now the next thing we'll be looking at is this section here. On this section it is the mix assistant. Then if you now want to go in depth to really fine tune to your own preference, you move using this one, but we can access that as you can see. Alright, so at this point I'll be switching over to Neutron 5 trial to continue with this demonstration. And finally, you see the bypass button. You can relearn, assuming you don't like the section you sampled as the loudest part. You can use this button to relearn it. Alright, and you can actually still use Neutron 5 elements to achieve what you want, but you are limited to only these knobs here. You cannot really fine tune the EQ and all that. Now let me switch over to Neutron 5 so that we can continue. Alright, now we have Neutron 5. So let me switch to the trial mode, and here we have it. So I will engage the mix assistant again and relearn the track. So let me quickly do that. And if you paid very close attention, you will notice the difference. I mean, huge difference in the output quality compared to that of Neutron 5 elements. That is simply because Neutron 5 has so many tools in it, but Neutron 5 elements has few, it's limited. Alright, so that is why. And now you can easily switch to this section for more in-depth configuration. You can see the EQ section, which is this knob, which is linked to this knob. Alright, so as you are increasing or reducing this, you are adding this tonal shape, alright, to your track. Taking it all the way up means you are adding a whole lot of this shape to your track. Alright, and now you can see the tools in this recommended chain. You can see the equalizer, the sculptor, the compressor, the density, and the exciter. Now that takes us to what is new in Neutron 5 that wasn't in Neutron 4. New models. In these new models, they have phase model. Phase model addresses phase and timing issues, ensuring optimal alignment across tracks. Alright, here we have the phase feature, and I'll be using a trumpet sample for this demonstration. On the screen you can see it's a very simple UI. Over here you see the learn button, the rotation, the delay, and the delta. And to the right here you see switching between the main, the sidechain, main and sidechain, and combined. So about the delta feature, this gives you the ability to hear what you are processing. Alright, and here the learn button is what you're gonna use to analyze the sample, and from there the plugin will dictate what is wrong with it and make corrections or suggestions with the rotation and the delay knob. So the rotation and the delay knob are actually features to help align what phase issue that sample you're working on is having. Alright, and the main sidechain is switching to the window. When you're on main, it is seeing the main output. Alright, and when on sidechain, you are seeing the sidechained outputs, and main and sidechain is actually you're seeing both the main and the sidechain, and this is where you now sum everything up together into stereo mode. Alright, so let me preview the trumpet so that you see from the waveform that something is actually wrong with the trumpet sample. So let's check it out. Now, I believe you saw what is wrong with the wave, but to make it more clearer, let me open it from the playlist. You can see that towards this upper section, there is more wave information on that side as to compared to this other side. So this is where this tool comes in handy. With the help of this phase feature in Neutron 5, you can correct this, and you know that problems like this ends up affecting your headroom. You see yourself when you're trying to now master this track, you'll be experiencing a whole lot of issues because you don't have enough headroom to master your track to a desired output level. So now, to correct this, all you need to do is to play it and click on learn. So let's do that. Now, if you noticed, when I bypassed it, the velocity boosted to around -1 dB, but when I engaged it back, it dropped to -7 dB. So that is to show you that it is actually, creating more headrooms in this project, which is a good thing. And over here, you can see the adjustment it made to really fix the issues in this sample. So one way we can verify that it did a good job is to consolidate this. Let me quickly consolidate it. One moment. This is the one we're gonna work with. So I'll right click here, consolidate, effects enabled. Alright, so, and as you can see, this is the corrected version. You can see that everything aligns well, sits right in the stereo field, right? And if you can see the old one here that is grayed out, you can see the huge difference. So that is to show you that this is a very effective plugin to address phase issues in your project. Now that takes us to what else you can use this phase feature to correct. Now you can actually use this to correct out of sync samples. Let's say for example you have something that is not aligning right with every other element in the track. So all you need to do is to go to the channel you feel where that problem is, do the same thing, learn it, and after learning, is gonna correct it. Followed by density model. Density model applies upward compression to enhance audio presence and fullness. Alright, for a clearer explanation, on the screen you can see a wave file that I have, and you see it doesn't have an evened out dynamics. With the help of density, it will now be a lot easier for you to match up the gain of this section with this one here. Alright, over here you can see they have range knob, ratio, and speed with threshold. And right above here you see the multiband section you see the learn button and you can switch between stereo and mid-side. And finally, you can see the delta to hear the processed sound. Now, what is range? And the good thing here is when you place your mouse over here, you can see what that feature is. As you can see, it says maximal gain applied to low level signal in dB. Ratio says affects how much compressor is applied below the threshold. And the speed is used to determine how quickly processing is applied when the signal falls below the threshold. Alright.
You shake me up now. 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 You shake. You shake me up now. 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 You
Next is Clipper model. Clipper model manages peaks effectively, allowing for louder mixes without distortion. And the best part, Neutron 5 is compatible with many DAWs, supporting AAX, AU and VST3 formats. So if you want to explore Neutron 5 further, make sure to visit Izotope's official website. And that brings us to the end of today's video, guys. I don't want to make it too lengthy, but if you want to know more about this plugin, I'll be leaving the link to where you can read more about it. And I would also advise to try out the demo. If you like it, then you can further ahead in making a purchase to own a copy for yourself. And if you feel that I missed out something or I made a mistake some point, please, I'm open for critics and corrections. It helps me to improve the way I present all these things to you guys. So the comment section is open, and be nice. As always, stay creative, stay focused, and see you in the next one. Bye for now.